Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's check the sound, see how we are sounding. Let's go here. See how we are sounding. Let's go here. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, we stop. All right. There we go. All right. Things are about to get a little bit spicy, baby. What's going on? My beautiful geek culture. As always, I'm your boy O. And today we have to ask a very tough question, although I would say that it should be easy to answer. Is James Gunn's DC universe justified? That's right. We got to talk about this, ladies and gentlemen, because news broke today that Ted Sarantos pretty much put James Gunn's Superman on blast for underperforming, or should I put it in quotation marks, underperforming, which I would say we can all pretty much guaranteed that he means flop, because in the way that he explained it, all right, he explained that Sinners, it got an extended run at the theaters, right, up till 45 days, but not so much for James Gunn's Superman. Who we got in this thing? We got Hell Dero Live, Ira 2994. He says, raining afternoon. Oh, what's happening? Toy Mafia 307. He says, yo, what's going on? Look. There was no goddamn way you thought that this news was going to break and your boy was not going to go live about it. All right. It's no way. It's no way. I say, look, I gotta find the time. And here it is. I got the time today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Listen, when James Gunn's DC Universe first was announced, it set itself up for one job. And that job was to reattract the DC audience and simultaneously be successful. So far, I do not feel that he have attracted the DC audience back. If we go over the numbers, they do not make sense. They do not add up. We talk about how Peacemaker had less than 1 million households, right? Okay, Superman, barely 1 million households. And then you go to Creature Commandos that didn't even chart on Nielsen, 200,000 households, whatever. And finally, we got Superman, right? A film that many people out there defended. A lot of folks out there, they were saying that we did not know what we were talking about. We did not know how box office works. In fact, the film was so successful, they announced a sequel. However, James Gunn himself said that it's not a sequel. In fact, it is a pivot. Right now, back to what they were saying. They were saying, you guys are delusional. You guys are toxic. You guys are Snyder bros. What? Snyder cultists. But here it is. We get this news from Ted Sarantos, right, at a Senate hearing. Mind you, he is under oath. All right. The man had to put his hand on the Bible and speak his words. Can't say the same about David Ellison, though. The man decided to not show up. But at a Senate hearing, he simply said, James Gunn's Superman underperformed. Okay. Now, we got all of that. Where is the justification for this universe to exist? There's no difference right now from the Hamadaverse. Earlier in my video, I said the Snyderverse. I meant to say the Hamadaverse, not the Snyderverse. I had Snyderverse on my brain. But if you think about it, we're in the same position. We're in the same position. Nothing different. And if you think about it, Superman barely did more than Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. All right. He barely did more than that. And here it is. Here it is. People out there are trying to portray the box office results as some major win or a huge hit. But you got Ted Sarantos telling us otherwise. Oh, we got my boy Lex up in there. Let's see what he got to say.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Do you feel that DC has justified its existence?
I'm gonna say they're trying,
Well,
but
hold on, Lex. I forgot to put the audio to my
oh,
headphones. My bad. My bad.
it's okay, it's
Is it?
okay.
Where is it? General audio speaker. Okay, here it is. I need this. 1 second. I gotta Bluetooth this thing. God damn, I wasn't ready. And you know I'm rusty, man. I ain't been live in a while. All my settings is not where it is. Okay, where is Bluetooth on this damn thing? Bluetooth. Wait, what the hell they done did to the Mac? Okay, here we go. All right, settings. Turn on Bluetooth. Where is it? Bluetooth turn on. Connect. All right, there we go. There we go. Go on and speak your words, brother. Go on, speak your words.
Thank you for having me again. Thank you for having me again.
Welcome. You welcome. As I said before, you knew damn well there was no way I was not going live today. I was going to find.
Well, I don't know when anyone's going live. I take advantage. I enjoy these because I don't get to speak my mind that much, and I'm a facts person. And
yeah, that's good. That's good.
I don't like to be businessy. I like to stay as a fan when I do these facts.
And nothing is wrong with that. As I tell everybody, listen, it's okay to fan the way that you want to fan. Don't let nobody tell you how you want to fan.
Because I'm just going to tell you right now, I've explained this to people. Superhero fatigue. I'm going to explain this one fact to you about superhero fatigue that I can finally say. I don't think superhero fatigue is real. I think it's caused because the way our world's changed now since post-COVID and people leaking stuff more and
no, my life freak. I don't know what the hell going on. I'm like, what the hell is that?
No.
I gotta change that thing. See, I'm up in my room today because my studio don't have outlets. So I wanted to make sure I was in the room today to have an outlet because you know Charles at Lethal Geeks, he got on me last time because my battery died on my laptop, and I was hoping that don't happen this time. So I'm plugged into the wall today. You know what I'm saying? But go on with it, bro. I wasn't ignoring you or anything.
No.
I want to add to what you were saying is it's not that there's superhero fatigue. There's what I want fatigue.
Because
give me what I want, and then I'll be fine with that.
Because I'm just gonna tell you, here's the thing I told somebody. I was on another thing. I didn't get to say this. Here's the thing. When you heard the story that Warner Brothers said, hey, Zach, please make DC like the MCU. We want the MCU version of DC. Here's the thing. Do you know why the Infinity Saga succeeded to begin with? Because each movie had a direction. It was going in one direction. It's what's called Endgame for a reason. It had It had a direction. The movies were intentional, and they knew where they were going.
Right.
That's why the Infinity Saga succeeded. Now you got here's the thing. Zach had a very well-intentioned plan. I even love it. You know, we're talking about Doomsday and Marvel coming back. I love it when Zack Snyder was doing the school thing with the Russo brothers, and they said, "Hey, can you give us this?" And he said, "Nuh-uh." He said, "I'm keeping this to myself."
Yeah,
you're not getting it.
Right. Well, you got to understand, man, a lot of what happened in the MCU was influenced by the DCEU. You was not going to get Captain America Civil War before Batman versus Superman was announced. You know what I'm saying? Even Kevin Feige admitted that. He was like, no, hell no. We cannot allow them to make this film, and the MCU has existed far longer, and they get to get this glory. No, we want some of that. We want some of that. And that was fine. They did it in their own way. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to DC wanted to be Marvel so much. If you look at Zack Snyder's Justice League compared to the Studio League, there's no goddamn way that they thought that was going to play out the same way, when in reality, they already understand what the audience wants from them.
Here's the thing,
you got the Nolan saga. You got all kind of examples here. You got all of that.
Yeah, and then here's another thing, too, that interests me. I get interested how I wish the Snyder Cut would have been in the theater. I really would have loved to have seen that.
Well,
Because
that's a
even,
missed opportunity.
yeah, because here's the thing. I literally waited for the Snyder Cut to come. I watched it and didn't go to bed till 5 in the morning.
Oh wow.
Because I literally waited till everyone slept, and I literally stayed up. I literally watched it on premiere day, the Snyder Cut,
Oh
and
wow.
I didn't go
You
to bed
wait.
till I didn't go to bed
So,
till 5 in the morning because how long it was.
right. So you waited up to 12 o'clock a.m. to watch it, and
Yes,
then you
I
went
did.
to sleep 5 o'clock. Yeah,
Yep.
well, see, that's some old fan stuff right there, boy. Because I remember back in the days, you had to wait to 12 o'clock
Yeah.
a.m. to catch the midnight screenings.
I'm old.
I remember that.
I'm like you. I grew up old school. I grew up in a different era.
Yeah. Things was different.
To me,
Things was totally different. The way you even did things. At one point in
yeah,
time, the lines was extended out of GameStop. So that's the same
yeah,
age you come from. Now, hey man, you go to GameStop, you better hope it's open.
yeah. No, back in I remember people waiting for Call of Duty or Halo or drinking Mountain Dew or Monster.
Look, my first experience, let me tell you,
Yeah,
my first experience with the GameStop chaos
yeah.
was God of War 2. See,
Oh,
I kind of slept on God of War 1. I picked it up
yeah,
way after it's released. However, when that sequel dropped, that line was so freaking long, dude.
yeah,
I'm glad I had pre-ordered. So
yeah,
next
yeah,
thing you know, they all came out and say, "We all pre-ordered. You could come in now and get it." I said, "Thank God I pre-ordered this thing." And you only
yeah.
needed $5 to do so. That's it. Put $5 on it, and you could pre-order that sucker back in the days. That was some chaos, but fun. But fun. Some
Yeah, yeah.
fan stuff for you. We don't
I
have those days anymore.
no, no. I actually remember. Here's cinematic history. I remember one day driving past the theater, and I'll never forget the line in the theater, and it was for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part Two.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, I will never
I didn't get to
forget
see
that.
that to Sunday. You
Really?
know, yeah, because every time I looked at the movies, it was sold out. You know, in my area, we don't have a lot of theaters. Let me see. We
No.
got we got one in Kenner, two in Metairie,
Yeah.
one in New Orleans. We got four major theaters down here. Four of
Yeah.
them, and one of them is the mall on Canal Street, downtown, close to the Superdome.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want to be bothered with that. But they didn't extend that they theaters to after a while. Like now, one of the Palace 20s, well, it's Palace 20 now, but back in the days, it was on the Palace 12. And the
Yeah.
one that I go to is Palace 12 now, but it was Palace 8 back in the days. It's only had
Oh.
4 screens. Yeah. That's all it had.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
hey,
because
look,
I'm gonna.
I want to address this right quick. It's
Yeah.
from
Yeah. Go ahead.
Autobot underscore Jazzman 9856. He says, seeing the Netflix, well, I guess he means seeing the Netflix news. One thing with truth is slowly but steady and shows up on time. Now, I want to address that. Yes, it does shows up on time. You can only lie so much. Okay. You can only sit there and tell a fable about your situation so much up until people start to wake up to your BS. Once you get a definitive source like that of Ted Sarantos confirming what we all suspected, there is no more debate about it. It's over with. Even if someone wants to say we take that underperformed and we went too far with it, the fact remains that Superman was not the hit that everybody out there told us that it was. Okay, none of this has been a hit like everybody has told us that it was. It's just plain and simple. When James Gunn first announced his DC universe, I knew immediately that it was never going to be as big as everybody expected. Let me tell you why. James Gunn himself has a ceiling. And let me explain it to you. If you think about the Guardians of the Galaxy, take in consideration inflation. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 sold more tickets than Volume 2 and Volume 3. So, with that being said, the audience that James Gunn is catering to is minimum, right? It's not a 4 quadrant audience. If that was true, then at least one Guardians of the Galaxy film would have crossed over $1 billion. But here it is. Here it is. The man has just to do it. He was connected to the MCU with those Guardians films, and now he has his hands on one of the biggest IPs of all time, Superman. And get this, it sold way less tickets than 2017's Guardians of the Galaxies. I mean, come on. Come on. When are people going to wake up to this guy and his antics? When are people going to say to themselves, I understand that he was not right for DC. You look at Peacemaker, you got a whole orgy in Peacemaker. This is supposed to be a brand that has a certain balance to it. This is supposed to be a comic book TV show that is aimed to get people back on board with that of DC. It failed to do so. You got Creature Commandos, another absurd thing. You got that of, what's his name, Rick Flag Sr. banging a teenager. A teen. I don't care if people are going to say she's immortal. She has been around for a very long time. It is the optics. He did not know that. Okay, he did not know that. So when you take a guy like James Gunn, you take a guy like James Gunn and you give him DC, he needs to understand the assignment. If you're not going to get it right, don't do it at all. That's how I look at it. You should have never touched it. Remember, Gunn himself, what did he say? He did not want to do Superman. It was David Zaslav who made him do Superman. All right, so the man did not want to touch this character. And here it is. He touched this character. He touched him, and he's touching him again, and he has influence on Supergirl, which did not win a lot of people over. You guys saw my whole tracking of that. You got Masters of the Universe outdoing that of Supergirl. That should not be. You just got Superman in theaters last year, and you just had Peacemaker. There's no goddamn way that Masters of the Universe should have more trailer views than that of Supergirl. If you truly believe that Superman won over the DC fans, no, it didn't. It did not win over the DC fans. In fact, Supergirl may alienate more of them. Go on with it. I just had to get that off my chest because that should have been in today's video, but I forgot to say the shit.
Well, I agree with you on everything. I'm just going to tell you, I turned Creature Commandos off. I couldn't stand it.
And get this. And let me tell you something. When it comes down to Superman, you can ask my wife. I tried to watch it again when it came available on HBO Max. And one thing that she knows about me, when it comes to comic book movies, a lot of times when I enjoy them, or even if they're bad, I can watch them again. It's not like I just go and say, man, I don't like it at all. I'm never going to watch it again. Well, the Marvels, I didn't watch that twice. But for the most part, I go back and I watch a comic book film for a second time. I could not get through James Gunn's Superman. I turned it off. You know what I started to watch? Kraven the Hunter. That's a much better movie. I'm telling you, a lot of people hate it. I loved it. It's not Shakespeare. It's not trying to be that. It's ground level action. It is simple. It doesn't have anything convoluted in it. The plot is straightforward. The visuals is okay. And the budget is $50 million. I'd rather watch Kraven the Hunter than to watch James Gunn's Superman again. I have only watched Creature Commandos once. And that's something to say because I watched the Penguin series multiple times. That was pretty good. Oh, that was nice. I call it DC's Sopranos. But when it comes to gun stuff, man, it's just not interesting. It's not pulling us where we should be right now. You know, we should not be having these conversations of if this was successful or if this is going to be successful. We should be having conversations about how successful it's going to be or how successful it was. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I don't know what's going on with them in that. I don't. What that noise is, that's you. What's going on? Vegeta said 4KO is cooking. Man, I told y'all I'm a chef, baby. Yeah, what that crackling noise is. Hello?
Yeah. I'm hearing the
Yeah,
crackle.
you hear it? Yeah, I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, just call it back. Just call it back. Just call it back. I wouldn't run you off. Just call it back. Call it back. Call it back, baby. What's happening, everybody? I see people have been rolling in this thing. I've been going off so much. I've been missing conversations over here. Straight up. Straight up. Oh yeah. Okay, we got Vegeta says JLC in theaters. Oh, Justice League cut. I guess that's what you mean. In theaters, you may get it this year. Yeah, man. Look. Hey, speaking of that, you know what? Let's talk about something right quick. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something. Now, with Ted Sarantos pretty much confirming that Superman did underperform, and you also got to think about when he was talking about Warner Brothers as a whole, he did not mention James Gunn's Superman. He did not mention it at all. He did not mention it. I wonder if Ted wants Henry Cavill back immediately. Do you guys think that? Do you think that Ted is telling himself right now, we need a true Superman back? We need Henry Cavill? Do you guys think that? Because to me, I feel like you don't put Superman on blast like that unless you have problems with him. All right, at least the version that you're talking about. I say version that you're talking about. So it's like when it comes down to it all, what is Ted cooking up? What is he cooking up? That's what we need to be talking about. What is Ted Sarantos doing behind scenes? All right, what is he talking about? What is he drawing up? What is he thinking about? All right, now I know people are going to say, now you're delusional. I'm just speculating here, but could it be that Ted sees another route? Could it be that Ted sees what the fans have been asking for, which is something that Netflix is known for? Okay, they're known for listening to the fans. Could Ted be intentionally telling us that we may very well be going in a different route with that of Superman? Ooh, see, that's something to think about right there. That's something to think about. I mean, he could have used any other film. He could have used Joker. He could have used The Flash. He could have used Shazam and the Fury of the Gods. But no, he decided to use James Gunn's Superman as an example. Ooh, yeah. Things are about to get a little bit spicy, baby. All right, we got Lex back. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
can
go.
you hear me now again?
Yeah, boy, now that is clear right there. What you done did to yourself. That sounds real good.
Oh, thank you. I heard crackling and stuff. I heard crackling, so I literally turned it off and got it back on. I was wondering what's going on.
Yeah. The crackling gone. Now you're clear. Hopefully Netflix brings back the canceled movies like Batgirl, New Gods, etc. Hey, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked. These people, they have no problem spending money. See, everybody else do. I just told you guys, nobody is going to Super Bowl 60. Yeah, Netflix is skipping out as well. But what I'm saying here is when it comes down to that of Warner Brothers and Disney, they should be advertising at the Super Bowl. They're not. Netflix, on the other hand, they can advertise on their platform.
And don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap again. I heard that Supergirl is going to be at the Puppy Bowl and they're going to do a trailer, so don't fall for that trap again. I ain't doing that again.
It's going to be another no, this time it's going to be the same kind of shot that Guy Gardner did.
Yeah.
Around. It's going to be Lobo this time, dude.
I ain't
mark my words. It's going to be Lobo. I guarantee you, it's going to be Lobo. I don't know why they'll show Supergirl. They're trying to use Lobo to sell this film. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something too that interests me. I remember hearing news about the cinematographer for Man Tomorrow being the same guy as the first movie, and then here he is changing it. And the cinematographer that he's got now is the one who did FX Shogun and Monarch, and if you look at those,
Yeah, now that's some good shots that man got in them shows. Though I'm not gonna lie, that's some good shots right there, especially that Monarch. That's some good shots, man. Yeah, maybe he's trying to get a little bit more serious because if you think about it, that guy does not cartoonify anything he puts out. And we got Vegeta said, yes, Ted is telling us something. He could have named any other movie, but he didn't. Exactly. He could have named any other movie. All right, we got Muhammad Madalita Khan, 7244. Like Superman underperformed, but still James Gunn's universe was continued. Are you effing kidding me? Come on. Well, you got to realize they was going to try a few times anyway. Like if Superman just outright made $300 million, they were still going to give you a sequel because James Gunn is in charge. There's really nobody out there to tell him no, stop. He's making those decisions on what films he's going to make. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I understand. I get it. I'm here chirping. Now, you got to change the battery. You got to change the battery in your smoke detector.
Oh no, that's a bird. That's a bird.
Oh, you got a bird? What kind of bird you got, man?
It's a parakeet. It's like a parakeet or a budgie.
Oh,
like
okay.
Budgie. No, the other thing I'm gonna say too, what interested me, because we're talking about Creature Commandos earlier, I didn't finish. What's interesting, I love how people drew parallels to Rick Flag Sr. and Yelena looking like James Gunn and his wife. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was. And now all of a sudden, Rick Flag got black hair and he got black hair in Superman.
Yeah.
But he couldn't have black hair in Creature Commandos. You already cast the guy. What's up with that?
Yeah, James Gunn made the comment about that. They said he actually did hair dye on his hair because he's very self-conscious about himself. So he's like, I don't want people to know I'm gray, so I'm going to color my hair now. I think, well, it's interesting. James Gunn actually doesn't have gray hair in real life. He dyed his hair deliberately in his beard like that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. I always thought that it was gray.
No. I'm going to tell you something. If you go look at the behind the scenes for the Suicide Squad, his hair and stuff's still there. He deliberately dyed his hair white and all that.
I didn't know that. What time? Yeah, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah.
I was wondering why the hell he turned gray so quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like between Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Volume 3, he was totally white. I'm like, what the hell is that?
I make a joke about him. I said he reminds me of the porcupine from Chicken Little with the glasses and the bomber.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of Chicken Little, the sky is falling. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Ted Sarantos came out here and dropped the bombshell, and a lot of people can't refute it. All those shield channels and stuff like that, they kind of quiet today. I don't know. They kind of, and look, what's great about it is this news broke yesterday. It broke yesterday, and a lot of those channels are not saying anything.
I'm not going to say nothing about it because that's going to fuel the fire when they call us the Snyder cultists and all that.
Hey, they can fuel the fire all they want. We gonna talk about it, though. They can get mad. They can get mad all they want to. We're gonna talk about it. See, that's something that they hate. They hate us talking about. Yeah, you gotta calm that bird down. Yeah, everybody getting aggravated by it. I'm sorry about that, man.
Sorry, guys. It doesn't like loud sounds. That's why it's kind of like.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, but see, that's the thing. They want to stop us from talking, but they can't. That's the reason why they hate the 4K old videos so much. I sit down and I report to you guys. One person called me a grifter, and I made the video showing you guys how much money that I made for the entirety of the year, and he still said you're a grifter because you spread misinformation in order to gain subs. And I'm like, misinformation? What the hell are you talking about? How is it spreading misinformation for reporting the news to you guys and giving you my 2 cents on it?
Exactly. Like the Tim Burton thing. I was hurt. I literally was feeling your pain when you said James Gunn said Tim Burton. He hates Tim Burton. I said, you son of a gun. I said, joke's on you. I said, Lego Batman used the score.
Yeah, exactly.
Lego Batman used the Tim Burton score.
Right, and it's kind of like you want to dog all over films that simply is better than the films that you have made. I just don't understand that. I don't get it. Why is people defending him with that? Okay, some people did say, well, he's right about Tim Burton's Batman. I'm like, huh? Are you crazy? This thing defined the entire genre. What is
Exactly.
he talking about? It don't make
Superman the
sense.
movie, Tim Burton's Batman, and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man defined the genre in each decade.
Blade, too. Don't forget about Blade. It's for
Yeah, I love Blade.
And Avengers defined the genre in the 2010s.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like, come on here. Now, so far, we haven't had something to define the genre in the 2020s, but it could be around the corner. I mean, you did get Avengers Endgame, Avengers Doomsday. You did get that. But I'm talking about something that just straight up just changed everything up, made the whole industry do what they were doing. Okay, we ain't had that since the Avengers. All right, man. Thank you for showing up. I'm about to give a couple of little things, and then I'm gonna get out of here because my kids about to get ready to have their teachers come over.
Oh. Yeah, I can't wait. Again, I never rooted for Gunn to begin with. I just tolerated him. I did see Superman because it was a birthday present for me, and I didn't see it because I'm like, oh, I love it. I'm a diehard Superman fan. This is my first superhero. I want to go see it because I love this character. Now, let me tell you something. Everything he did was not Superman. Superman doesn't whine. He doesn't overreact. The thing that confused the crap out of me, as I said, why in the world would you name him the most powerful metahuman? And then you see him get his what handed to him by a clone she should be beaten.
Wait. You forgot about the chick made of nanobots. She also beat
the engineer.
All right, she also beat him too. So why we define him as the most powerful metahuman? I don't get it.
And honestly, I've been trying to tell people is the guy he cast as Brainiac, I would have not have cast him. I actually had one guy in mind, and here's the thing about me. I don't pick actors because I have a soft spot for them. I pick them because they're comic accurate. They can bring the character to life. I actually would have picked Lee Pace to play Brainiac.
Hey, dude, bro. How the hell do we have the same pick? How is that?
You pick Lee Pace to his Brainiac?
How, dude? I saw Lee Pace as Brainiac ever since the Lord of the Rings film, The Hobbit.
Yes, exactly. I saw him as Randall.
I say that dude could be a good Brainiac. He could. He act his ass off. Love everything about him. I love everything about him.
Look at me, man. I'm loving chat with you. We're geeking out. We're talking. Look at us.
Man, he was born to play Brainiac. I don't know who this other guy is. They claim this other guy is part of the
Lars Eidinger.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, man. Thank you for showing up. Thank you.
I didn't even know you picked Lee. I was like, I've been wanting Lee Pace for years to play this guy.
Yeah, I've been wanting to pay it for years too, but we ain't gonna never get it now because James Gunn don't know how to cast the goddamn person.
I got back, and then Lois Lane. I actually picked. I don't know if you know her. There's a TV show on HBO called Girls. Allison Williams.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
I know
that you can look her up. Her name's Allison Williams. I actually picked her to play Lois.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look up Allison Williams. I got you. But yeah, thank you. But let me get to these comments. I'll be on the next live stream probably next week sometime.
I'll see you there next week.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah. See you later, man.
All right. Let me get to these comments before I jump out of here. All right, we got where we going at? Okay, we stopped there. Okay, we got Vegeta says there was never going to be a Black Adam 2, even if it was successful. I don't know. Maybe. We don't know. We got my boy Muhammad Madar Lycon 7244. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. He says no one watched Cartoon Commandos. Nobody watched it. Then that goes to show you that this thing, the DCU, has not justified its existence. I mean, come on, where is the crowd? Can somebody tell me? All right, we got my boy Sean Franklin, 1988 says, "What up, 4KO? What's happening, baby?" All right, we got Keen, wait, Keenness Fox, 6376. James Gunn in his self inserts. Maybe that's the reason why he cannot get this thing off the ground. All right. He's worried about himself. Let's go. Okay, we got Key Next Fox 6376 says, didn't know that makes sense because his hair was much darker until all of a sudden it hit white. Oh, yeah, he's talking about James Gunn dyeing his hair white. I did not know that myself. Spider-Man and Doomsday is going to destroy Gunn's universe. We have had heavy hitters this year compared to last year. We have heavy hitters this year compared to last year. Yeah, you got Doomsday, you got Spider-Man. There's no need to mention Supergirl. I mean, we got Doom. We got other things, but I don't think Supergirl is ever going to be a heavy hitter. Okay, we got Hell Dero Laveria 2994 says Jason Momoa is a good actor and with the right script. Okay, yeah, he could do this thing. He could. Aaron Burgundy. When it comes to Zach, people are quite quick to dismiss his ideas in movies. But when it comes to James Gunn, people have a laundry list of excuses and reasoning. And let me tell you, you know what? Let me say that one more time. When it comes to Zack Snyder, people are quick to dismiss his ideas and movies. But when it comes to James Gunn, people have a laundry list of excuses and reasoning. Yes, yes. Let me tell you why. That is bias. It is absolutely biased. Let me give you an example. People said that Zack and DC was trying to catch up to Marvel. Too many characters in one film, but they failed to realize that was the second movie. The first movie only had one character. One character. Now, let's look at James Gunn's DC Universe. His first real project, or should I say, the true start of the DCU, Superman. How many characters is in this one movie? How many? Then Creature Commandos, another ensemble project. Then you got Peacemaker, a cast of how many characters? And after that, you're going to be getting Lanterns, a whole corps, a whole corporation. All of this in the first stages of James Gunn's DC Universe. Now, let's look back. Man of Steel, one character. Batman versus Superman, three characters with a few cameos. Suicide Squad, pretty much the first team up film in the DCU. Then after Suicide Squad, you get that of Wonder Woman. All right. Another movie that stars one character with no supporting cast, by the way. Then you get Justice League. Take out Studio League and put in Zack Snyder's Justice League. You look at that, and then that's a proper build-up. You move from Justice League, you go right into that of Aquaman, follow that up with your Batman film, follow that up with your Flash film, your Cyborg movie, your Man of Steel 2, your Wonder Woman 2, and bam, you got Justice League 2 with a few added projects, right? You might add in Booster Gold, you might add in, let's say, Martian Manhunter, another project that might just show up, in between. But if we look at how the DCEU was building, it was building correctly. It was not rushing as many people out there classified their moves to be. No, they were taking their time. They were indeed building up to something special. You want to know what happened? The studio. The studio. When you find out that Suicide Squad was indeed supposed to have that are parademons in it instead of whatever it was Enchantress brought on and Steppenwolf, and then you go into Justice League, everything was making sense. And get this, people like me, we was enjoying the films. That's right. We were having fun. We loved everything that we were getting. And the studio came right there and threw a wrench into the plans. And get this, for a while, they blamed you for the failure. And today, they're still blaming you for the failure. You go back to Amadaverse, what Amada said. Pretty much, we're going to move on and we're not going to worry about the fans who complain. And then you move on to that of James Gunn and Peter Safran. And what did they say? Me and Peter were aware of a vocal minority, all because they cannot make the right decisions. And when it comes to it, a lot of these people, they know that the decision making back in the days was wrong. You want to know why? Because if they do it to James Gunn right now, which is what everybody's concerned about, they're going to fully understand it. They're going to explain it to you in detail how it is wrong without realizing that they had the opportunity to prove to you that they are legitimate way back in 2013 and 2016. This is the reason why I continue to call it out. This is the reason why I'm on the DCU ass like white on rice. That's right. You want to see what bias is? I am going to challenge everybody on their biases. That's right. When people come and tell you, oh, this was successful, I'm going to come. Nope. When Supergirl flopped, nope. When Lanterns flopped, nope. Same thing I've been telling you guys since last year. So when it comes to the DCU, I would like to say this. Right now, the justification for its existence is not there. We have the numbers, we have the results, and now we have Ted Sarantos confirming what we all expected. Make sure you hype, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you like. And always remember, laissez la bon temps rouler. That means let the good times roll. But in the comments below, let me know, do you feel that James Gunn's DC universe is justified, or do you feel that it's not? Let me know in the comments below.